All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Hey, first and foremost, thank you guys so much for everyone joining tonight. I've got a couple of special guests that will be joining me here shortly, but I just wanted to say thank you for some donations that came in before. I know John and Renee Peets, they were nice enough a while ago to send something to the Wisconsin Boston Terrier Rescue, which is something that my wife Julie and I are huge fans of. And the last thing I want to make is tonight doom and gloom. I'm going to try to do my best to keep my shit together if I can do that, and not try to make it too sad or anything like that. But I want this to be a little bit in his memory. He was special for us. So I'm gonna try to keep it together here. I know it's gonna be a tough one. So there's, like I said in the details, there's probably a 0% chance that I don't cry like a baby at some point tonight. So if you're okay with seeing a grown man cry, then this might be the live stream for you. So, but let me say hi to a few people that were in here. And just so you guys know, I'll bring in Ethan and Katie Turk. They were nice enough to join me and help be my buffer tonight. I'll tell you. So if you see them go into solo mode and my thing mutes, it's probably because I'm crying at that point. But no, they were nice enough, and we can also share a little bit about this past weekend and the summer jam with the Mashin Journey and all of that. But as you guys will also see scrolling at the bottom, whether it's Super Chat, Venmo, Patreon, whatever it is, all of the donations, any proceeds from tonight will go directly to the Wisconsin Boston Terrier Rescue. And that's something that we've done stuff before. We've fostered dogs through them, helped them in other ways. So it's something that will allow us to kind of give back to a bunch of other animals that are also in need. Not to downplay by any means any other organizations, because they're all great and everybody does absolutely great things with all of those. So let me go back first. Renee was in here right away. So to you and John, thank you guys so much, and we greatly appreciate it. Top Dog, and I'm actually representing them tonight. So as you can see, they also had at one point a Boston Terrier. So I wanted to honor them as well. So Kelsey, good to see you. Thanks for being in here. Appreciate it. Mr. Wiley, good to see you. It was good to see you this weekend. Same with you, Deborah. Good to see you this past weekend. DJ's a huge dog guy, I know, so I'm sure this will hit home for him. Sugar Kitty, good to see you. Bourbon Retriever, Smoke and Firewater. Roy, how's it going? Mark S is in here. Good to see you, Mark. Truman's in here. Benny, good to see you. It was good to see you over the this past weekend. It was awesome. Paulie, good to see you, bud. Who else we got in here? David, good to see you, bud. JG, good to see you as well. Let's see. Drifting Dreams. I know you guys know them all too well, so we'll be bringing them on here in a second. Maddie, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate that very much. That's what we got. So, all right, I'm sure a few other people will pop in here real quick, but rather than waste any more time, let's bring Ethan and Katie on, and we will get the show started. There they are. There's the boss, and there's Ethan. So you guys, you could ever go wrong. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I greatly appreciate it.
Of course.
Thanks for having us, Scotty.
Absolutely. I figured there's probably not two better people than to kind of have a couple pours with, and again, thanks for being part of a lot of stuff that we've had going on. I know this past weekend was another kind of whirlwind with the summer jam through the Mashin Journey, and that was a lot of fun. I think that went over very well amongst the people, I think. So what were some of your takes from this weekend?
I mean, this weekend was great. I don't think y'all could have planned it more perfectly as far as like the weather cooperating and everything like that. But just having the two separate days where, distillery on Friday night for more of like a, I guess, happy hour type of event.
Yeah.
And then going into the farm on Saturday was fantastic.
Yeah, I think both days, that's one of those things when you're kind of planning an event like that, it was our first, so you never know, I guess, fully what to expect and kind of how it's all gonna play out. And you hope people want to come, and we had a good turnout both days. But it was kind of a nice mix of some I guess kind of like indoor stuff with being at the distillery and people getting to do tours, being able to be inside. Todd and Andy from 21090 were nice enough to do the live stream. Got a lot of people on, and talked about the event. Talked about their show. So that was kind of nice, and really for me, and I think a lot of people, the fun part of the whole thing was to be able to finally meet and put some faces with names of people that we hadn't met, to that point. So, I guess I'll say for me, obviously that's a huge part of all of this. I mean, you see so many names, so many people are so generous with things, and it's nice to finally be able to meet so many of these incredible people, and why it is they like to share things, and really all of that. And for me, it was awesome. So to be able to do that Friday night was kind of that fun night where everything was a little bit more, I don't want to say like intimate, but it was definitely tighter than Saturday, but it allowed people to kind of mingle. You were going to naturally run into a lot of different people. So, I saw a lot of people talking, whether they knew them prior, to that event. I don't know, but that was kind of the fun part of Friday, was that we had music, good food, a good live stream going from Todd and Andy. So that was an awful lot of fun.
And then the bottle share was, everybody kept it together for the bottle share, and the hotel was super, super sweet. With everything going on, they accommodated us perfectly.
Yeah, they really did. And that was the most nerve-wracking part of it. It was really kind of towards the end that it was the one thing we ultimately couldn't commit to, because we were getting so much kind of pushback that nobody really wanted to allow for, us to have all these open bottles, like, in a lobby. Now, I know, like, when we've all been in Kentucky or other places, you seem to kind of get away with that a little bit more, and they leave you alone. But Maryland was a little bit trickier in terms of like going to them and saying, hey, this is what we want to do. And they kind of a lot of pushback on that. But long story short, it ended up being an absolutely, I'll say, incredible night. Like, a lot of people seemed to join. We had a lot of people outside, inside. The funny part, I thought, what ultimately happened was we ended up being too loud outside, so they moved us to the inside because we were bothering the people that were directly above. One thing I never thought would happen was that we'd be kicked out from the outside to move to the inside. But it was, I'll tell you what, they were awesome. I mean, they let us get away with things that, we probably shouldn't have. But I think everyone brought great whiskey. Everyone, was really enjoying themselves. So that really went off significantly better than what we had kind of hoped for. So,
and the thing with bottle shares are, like, people are proud of what they bring, right? Like, they're not bringing just a Russell's 10 or regular Russell single barrel, for instance. They're bringing their store's pick that they like, or something that they picked, and so there was not a bad pour on any of those tables.
It was a lot of fun. It was great.
It was a lot of fun. And that is like Katie said, everyone wants to share their bottle, and a lot of little samples adds up quickly. So by the time we, I think, got back to maybe when the bottle share was happening was maybe, I don't know, I'll say 10 o'clock. I mean, I know some people were able to get out of there and get back to the hotel, and probably started even obviously before that, because by the time we walked in the door, I mean, geez, it seemed like half the people that were at the event were already at the hotel. So that was awesome to see that already kind of rolling by the time we got there. And I felt good walking in the door that, hey, they haven't been kicked out of here already. And it seemed like everybody had already kind of gotten going. So, so for that to happen, that was pretty awesome. So
Oh, for sure. And
thanks, Jay. Appreciate it, bud. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And again, like Katie said, this is kind of like where the whiskey pride kind of comes in. Is there some bottle or something that someone can shock someone with, or is there something that no one's ever had? But I'll tell you, whether you've never had it or never heard of it, even like Ethan said, there are no bad pours. There's everyone having a good time. Everyone's, just mingling, and everyone wants you to taste, their bottle. And I knew like how Saturday was going to be. So I was like, you hated to say no to someone. You almost needed, like on our end, I felt like you almost needed a fuller glass so that no one would, I don't want to say bother you, but they wouldn't keep pouring stuff in my glass, because I went through 2 or 3 like really quickly. And it was like, I'm like, oh man, I don't think people even ended up leaving that night until probably 1:30-ish, something like that. 1 o'clock,
right.
something like that.
I mean, I think we went to bed at 2:30. We went over to Eric Desmaris's room and hung out with Jamie and David of Whiskey Row and Beyond the Row, and Shook came up and just had a good time. Adam was there.
Yeah, Ben and
Bonnie. The Franchies came by for a little bit, and everybody was having a good time.
You guys had a pretty epic room yourself, and that was Saturday night. But I know now, I know like the bottle share night, I know Katie was gone a little while, probably manning the hotel room for a little bit, and that was one of those things where you just you couldn't be 2 places at one time, and everyone wanted to be doing like something special, and that was the fun. That was the fun part of that, was people had hotel rooms set up. And I know just from being in your room on Saturday, just the bottles that were there. I mean, it was like trying to make the decision of what in the world do I drink. You were never going to make a bad decision. I think what happens a lot, I mean, especially for me, it was the first time I had any of the 13th Colony. And, oh man, was that stuff ever delicious. That is like a whiskey concentrate. It was absolutely delicious. Paul P, thank you very much. I love dogs more than man. I think we all kind of fall into that little category once in a while, because sometimes, man, people, but dogs, they are 100% on your side all the time. But it's one of those things where, man, replacing a dog, there's never replacing that dog. It's just getting another dog or another animal that will be, hopefully, I don't even know how to say that. I don't want to say like as good, because like right now I feel like if I got a dog, I'd be in comparison mode, like I feel like I would almost resent the other dog a little bit, so I definitely don't want to do that. But Paul, thank you very much for the donation. Greatly appreciate it. And the Wisconsin Boston Terrier Rescue is going to they're going to appreciate all of this. That's one thing I'll say with donations to these small groups. There are a lot of fosters and volunteers, if anyone's ever done it, that these people, oftentimes fosters, are doing all of this stuff out of their own pocket, food, all of these things. And sometimes the rescues will give some money for some things, but if there's no money that's coming in, they don't have the money to give the fosters and the people that are doing that. And while the dogs are waiting to be adopted, it's a pretty incredible thing. And I'll tell you what, fostering for us was probably always the most difficult thing, because by the time you had that animal with you for a little while, the last thing you wanted to do was let it go, and we had a hard time. We had to make the decision a while ago of like whether or not we were going to be able to do it. Now, Brewer had some issues with seizures and all that. So sometimes other dogs can react to that kind of thing. So we didn't want to put Brewer in jeopardy of another dog attacking him while he was like maybe going through a seizure. but that was the only reason we had kind of stopped fostering at that point. But that's kind of back on the table. Maybe, I don't know, because I think Julie might get so attached right now, and I would probably too, where it would get so difficult that I don't know if we could give them up. And we, after having Brewer out for almost 16 years, we felt it's probably time for us to be able to do some things, because the last probably year or two for him was, and for Julie, was extremely, extremely difficult. And it became pretty much a 24/7, caretaker for Julie with the food and all of that. But anyway, so long story short, these rescues, whatever they may be, appreciate donations more than you guys can even imagine. So, yeah. Benny, thank you so much. Love this whiskey community, as do I. I mean, it's one of those things where it is a group that rallies around whatever it may be. And there's been a lot of people who've been in some unfortunate situations and have had some horrible things. And this community has rallied. And it's incredible. I don't know. I'm not part of a lot of other things. But this one, I'll tell you, is, and you're looking at maybe two of the best on the screen right now, and that are part of this community. And no kidding. I mean, what you guys do and have done, and the whiskey you've shared, and all the things you've been part of, you guys deserve every bop in the world for all of that. I mean, you guys show up, and you're a huge part of it, and that's why so many of us love you guys the way we do. It's not even part of the community. I mean, this is like a little bit of a major family friendship type of thing, yeah. Where we people, you are happier than hell to see the people that you're seeing. This isn't just, oh, hey Ethan, hey Katie, well, you guys, nice to see you in 6 months or a year. That's right. That is not this deal. I mean, it is an incredible community, and you guys are a huge part of that. So, well,
you give us the opportunity to be a part of that. So,
I don't. I'm not giving you any. I'm not part of anything. You guys are part. You guys do what you guys do. I mean, there isn't shit I do. I can tell you that. I mean, what you guys do, you deserve 100% of the credit on that. This has nothing to do with me or anyone else. You guys have carved out a spot that a lot of people truly appreciate what it is that you guys do for this community. There's not as many people that are as generous and as likable as two people can be. Hey, one maybe more than the other. I'll let you two kind of figure it out, but no, in all seriousness, I mean, you guys are absolutely amazing. You're good, genuine people, period. That's all that anybody needs to know. And they know that within 5 minutes of meeting you guys. So,
but I mean, let's be real here, Scotty. Like, you're giving us a lot of credit, but you've been doing this whole YouTube thing longer than most people, man. You've been around the block a bit, and like you've and again, like, so this guy, right, he wants to talk about us, but let's talk about Scotty here for a minute. We were we'd met a couple of people. We didn't know you, and we were in Wisconsin, and you were like, hey, come by our house.
Yeah.
You're meeting random people, the stranger, and tell them to come to your house. That's like Final Destination type stuff, right? But yet here we are, right? It's a community. It's just fantastic. It's good people, and people just who want to have a good time and who want to be family, right?
Yeah. That's exactly it. And it is one of those things where when you are associated with good people, you feel good. You just feel good about being around those people. So Top Dog, let's come up with a cocktail called the Boston Terrier. I would be 100% down with that. John, thank you so much for all of that. I greatly appreciate it between you and Renee. Now, like I mentioned before, they had already made a donation directly to the Wisconsin Boston Terrier Rescue Foundation, and again, two more great people that are part of this community, and I can't wait for the day that I'm able to meet John and Renee, and that'll be an awesome thing. So thanks to you both on that one. Yep. Thanks, Benny. Appreciate that. Well, I'm slow here. What else I got? Maddie, thank you so much. Cheers, and here's to the man's best friend. You hit the nail on the head with that one. So, it's one of those things where, I had some animals, but always being young, you just never, it's not like when you're an adult, but man, I'll tell you what, having an animal and for almost 16 years, you're like, shit, you don't realize you can love something so much, What else we got? The Waxter, this one, I had already met Jeffrey before, but man, I love Jeffrey, man. His attitude is resonating. When you see that guy, that he is never not smiling. And I'll tell you, when you look him in the face, you can't even help but smile back at him, because that is a big old happy smile. And and Jeff, I'll tell you, when we were in Maryland, it was refreshing. I'll tell you, sometimes you see the smile and you get a little bit down, but man, when you see that smile, it's hard not to. So, oh, good. I was going to ask you about the old line. So I know that was a good one that we got from the bar. So, what else we got here? Thanks, Bill. I appreciate that. Thanks for cheers to Brewer. Appreciate that very, very much. So,
yeah. Oh, that one was Chris. That was Big League.
Yeah, it was.
That's
yeah. I thought it was when I saw it right away. That's Chris. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. So thanks, Big League. When I saw the 4-Gate Whiskey Company, I'm like, shit, right away. I thought it was Bill, but thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. So
I'm sure Bill will be lurking.
He probably
he always
will be.
Does.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Hopefully, one of these days we can get down to have a pour together. I know we're not very far. He's right down there across the border in Illinois, so he and I aren't very far from each other at all. So
we've made that drive. I think he's like an hour and 15 from you.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he is not. He is not very far at all. So Hawk, I'll be bored at my house anytime. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. JG's one of the greatest too.
There, you know what? That's the thing. I mean, we could spend so much time again just talking about all the amazing people, because it's one of these things that there are so many awesome people that are part of this community that it's incredible. All right, let me see. I did get a couple of Venmos. I'll tell you who that was real quick.
And they've been tagging us, so we've
oh, they have. Okay, good. So you saw one from Deb.
Yeah, but tell us.
Yeah, tell us just to make sure.
Yeah. So all right, so it looks like Tim Peterson sent in $10. So thanks, Timmy. Appreciate that. He says, sorry for your loss. Cheers to Brewer. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Timmy. Nate Cox said he sent in $50. Obviously, thank you so much for that. Deborah C had sent in 50. Just had a nice awesome little dog emoji. So that was awesome. I think that's it right now. Yeah. So thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it. I think that was it. And it's, I'll tell you, that's the thing. It's humbling, and I'm the kind of person that is not one to either want to talk about myself, or I never want to inundate anybody else with my problems, because I know there's a lot of other people, in the world and amongst all of us that have their own problems, and I'm by nature am not like that kind of person where this is still a little bit uncomfortable for me asking for something. And again, this is not for me. This is for the Wisconsin Boston Terrier Rescue and everything that they will be able to do for other animals. So it made me feel a little bit better that it was for, I guess, something that's something that we love. So, all right, keep my shit together here. anyway, it's one of those things that makes us extremely happy to be able to donate something on his behalf. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, completely, man. And it says a lot about people and really society too. Let's go a little bit broader. And
yeah,
how they treat the ones they love and the things
yeah,
that they could be mean to, right? You see people
yeah,
every day who
yeah,
are mean to dogs and abuse them and neglect them, and the rescues are there to stop that. They're to
right.
put an end to that and to make it better. And it's a noble journey, and yeah, it's awesome
Yeah.
that you're stepping up to help them with that.
Yeah, well, it feels good to be able to give something to them because you know what it's going for,
Mhm.
so that's a
Yep.
major thing. So
Yeah.
thanks, Doug, I appreciate that very much. Yeah, cheers, in honor or memory of Brewer. So thank you very much. What else we got? And really for everyone, and if I miss something that you are tagging me in, let me see. I probably should go. Oops. I gotta get rid of that one. All right, that was the other live stream. But what else I got? All right, I'm so slow. I'm so far behind. Roy, thank you very much. Cheers to all the pup owners. It's one of those things where, man, it's a special bond. That's for darn sure. So thanks, buddy. I greatly appreciate that. What's Nate say?
Oh no,
What's up?
we got
Oh,
it.
okay, all right, okay, all right. Yeah, I'm so far behind. You guys have seen this stuff already. I've been over here either blabbing away or borderline crying. So Mark S, thank you so much. I'm happy to have met Brewer back at Barrel King Pick. Such a sweet little guy. Yeah, unfortunately he wasn't probably himself already at that point, but yeah, he was. It was good that I'm glad that you got to meet him, Mark. And it was nice that you were able to kind of make the event this past weekend. And you've been a road warrior as well. I mean, some of the places driving from Texas and all of these other things, it's an awful lot. I mean, this community, just the things that you guys do again are amazing, and including tonight. So thank you guys, appreciate it. One Mo Cast. Thank you, buddy. Cheers to Brewer. Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate that. What else? What am I missing? Anything else?
What do you have poured in your glass, Scott?
Oh shit. I'm glad you just said that. I was just thinking, I'm like, I haven't even had anything. All right, let me do this. So this will be part of this. These two bottles tonight will be part of the little sample pack, and I'll go through that right now so that you guys all know kind of what it is that's going on, and some of the donations, things like that. So of my sample pack, I've got the Al Rose, Jesus, the Al Young Four Roses, the 50th anniversary bottle. So as you guys can see,
The bottle's incredible.
yeah, it was kind of always my bucket list bottle. I don't know why. I'm a huge Four Roses fan, period. And once I had an opportunity to get it, I kind of jumped at it, and I cracked this open with you two on my 50th birthday last year, not this past Friday, but the one, or this past July. And it's an easy drinking bourbon, but the complexity of it, even with it being so kind of soft, is something that you can appreciate. And then you've got one of the big boys, the George C. Stagg. This is the 2017, which was probably one of my favorite bottles that they did. So this will just be two of that. Then I've got one of the original Old Scouts, one of their 12-year single barrels that I'll be doing. The Kelvin Collab 1 I threw in there as well. And then what else did I have? I think the Jack Daniel's limited edition rye. That was 2021, I think, right?
2020, I think.
2020. Yeah, you're right.
Because
2020.
Coy Hill was 21, I think.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, you're right. So I've got that as my 5-pack sample. Todd Ritter was nice enough. What is he? He was giving away a Frankfurt Bourbon Society So they did a Lee W. Sinclair bourbon, which was a nice 4-grain barrel proof. So that was cool. They're another one of those kind of craft distilleries that's doing some absolutely amazing things, which I probably need to get on Jason a little bit more about trying to get there to do one of those. That would be awesome. And then obviously Ethan and Katie stepped up with a cool little 4-pack, or a couple of different ones. So there was the Rebel and Ezra right there. These were the two that were kind of that we did for Brewer back in the day. There you go. So that was both that. Those were our Mash and Journey picks. One of which for me is still a bit of a super underrated and flies under the radar thing that Jack Daniels does, the Tennessee Taster, the High Angel Share Tennessee Taster. And then here's something pretty cool: 4 1-ounce samples of 4-gate. So they're going to put those 2 packs together tonight as well. I'm also going to throw in one of our picks that we just did at Sagamore, which was the VDN single barrel, which was something that Sagamore had never done before. And then Christopher David actually kind of came in with a cool Jack Daniels, basically LE sample pack, which was the 2019 Heritage, the 2020 rye that I've got as well, the 21 Coy Hill, and then the twice barreled American single malt that they released. I think that's this year, right?
That was 22 last year. This year's going to be a rye.
Yeah,
but it's another twice barrel.
It's a double barrel rye this year.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So that was last year. And then he was going to throw in the 23 12-year in there as well. So 5
very nice.
5 samples with that. So if you're a Jack Daniels fan or you're looking to do a cool blind or whatever, that would be an awesome
that's an awesome way.
That would be an awesome flight to do. So and then as of right now, I think that's it right now. But and we'll do, and I think once we get kind of close to the end of the night, I'll try to keep this to around an hour. I know there's other things going on and everybody else will be going live, but thank you guys again from the bottom of my heart. And Ethan and Katie, thank you guys for joining me on this tonight. So
as always, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. All right, Mikey, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Here's to all the brewers out there. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. I'll try to catch back up here. Deathless Dogs, kind of fitting, I suppose, in this moment. So for my rescue buddy, Egg Roll Brewer Forever. Yeah, that's awesome. So kind of cool. From Egg Roll to Brewer, that's pretty awesome. So sometimes you wish these little guys could talk, but then at the end of the day, maybe you don't want them to say anything. Keep all that love, bottled up inside so they don't have to scream or anything at you. DC showing up, and I'll say DC is another incredible guy and somebody I look forward to meeting. And he is 100% the reason I have the nickname the Hawk. And as soon as that, I had mentioned one day on a tasting, we were doing something, I forget what it was, but I had mentioned the whiskey at the time that was somehow tasted like ham or whatever it was, that was like filtered through pantyhose. All of a sudden my face, and it was a ham body and like these legs with like fishnets and high heels, all of a sudden became like a very quick meme. And from there on out, everyone kept referring to me as the Hawk. It's kind of stuck, and it was something that was within the community and always kind of remained kind of a cool, special little thing for me. There is nobody else in the world outside of the whiskey community that calls me the Hawk. So I'll say that. So
I think I have a shirt with that lovely drawing on it.
It was one funny thing. I'll tell you, when I first saw that, you know what? Let me see real quick. I might even have saved that darn thing here real quick. Here it is. Let me get rid of DC real quick. Let me go back. There we go. There is the famous, I guess I'll say, meme or whatever the heck you want to call it. But there it is. My head, a ham hock holding. I don't even know what. Is the bottle Jepson? I think it was Jepson or something. And there's the old fish.
Jepson's or Iron Root.
Yeah, or so. Okay, that could be as well. But anyway, that right there is 100% how how I became the Hawk right there. So let me go back here and get rid of that real quick.
So you'll see it in a minute. Top Dog super chatted you pretty recently, but he's gonna give away a 10-year Henry McKenna bottled and bond lamp. Those lamps that
oh Jesus, I know he had been making some of those things, and that's awesome. So, you know, Johnny, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So all right, let me get back to the comments and let me try to, I do not want to miss anybody at all. God, am I this far behind? All right, all right, I'll speed it up. I don't want to, the last thing I want to do is overshadow anybody who's doing any donation. So Patrick, thank you so much in memory of Brewer. Again, thank you so much on behalf of Wisconsin Boston Terrier Rescue. They can definitely use it. So thank you so much. Appreciate that, Patrick. Oh man, I'm so far behind. Sorry, guys. Captain Ice, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. To all those who have lost their pets, live on, Brewer. Man, cheers to you on that one. It is definitely not an easy thing. So Mr. Don Prince, and he will be representing us, JT Mellick, on Friday. So that will be another fun Mash and Journey pick. So Donnie will be down there in good old Louisiana. Man, that's pretty far south, isn't it?
Who all is going on that one again?
So Don will be there. Mark Schwartz will be there. Doug H will be there. Popham will be there, and one of Troy's other whiskey buddies will be there. So it's a pretty good crew of guys that are going down. So we should get an awesome barrel of 100% rice whiskey. That'll be pretty cool. I had a sample that Mark and Kim Schwartz sent me, which I was, you know, you're always a little on the fence. You're like, what is this stuff going to be? But I'll tell you what, I was really surprised at how much texture there really was for that. It was a really nice whiskey. So Don, thank you very much for all of that. Cheers to Brewer, to y'all remembering, celebrating all the good times with him. The only our pubs are wrong, living along as yeah, absolutely. So thank you very much, Don. Greatly appreciate it.
So you got another donation in here. Mike Widener is going to donate a Booker sample pack, a 1501, a 1604, a 1704, a 1903, and a 1904.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah,
so
okay.
we'll write it down. We'll put it on a list.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, don't worry about
what I rattled off before. Did you write that down?
For Todd Ritter.
For Todd. Obviously what you guys were doing, and then what Chris David was going to give.
I will write down Chris David. He is all the Jack LV samples up through last year, right?
Yep. So Heritage, the barrel proof rye, the Coy Hill, that twice barreled single malt, and the 12-year from 2023.
Okay, perfect. We got him.
John was giving away one of the lamps, right?
Yep, John is giving away a lamp.
Okay, that'll be awesome. I saw him doing some of those things, so that was awesome. That was really awesome. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks again. Appreciate that, John. Robot Scott. Again, this was one of those things when I saw Scott there and he referred to himself as Robot Scott. I'm like, this is the weirdest thing, man. When people refer to themselves as like their CB handle, which was cool because now I have a face with the name. When I see Robot Scott, I can see that big, beautiful beard that he's got. So cheers, buddy. Appreciate it. Cheers to Brewer. Dogs have too short a time with us for how much definitely how much they touch our hearts. That amount of time is definitely not long enough. So appreciate that very much. Man, Kelsey, I'll tell you, this is a tough one, man. When you're watching all this stuff, this generosity is, it's a pretty damn humbling thing. So, thank you guys so much. And Kelsey, thank you very much. I know you and I have had a couple of conversations, and as much as you start to kind of think you're somewhat getting better, man, I'll tell you, shit hits you in a weird, random way. And it kind of applies to both Julie and I. So Kelsey, from the bottom of our heart and from the Wisconsin Boston Terrier Rescue, thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. And to everyone being part of this tonight, thank you so much. It means an absolute ton for you guys to be doing for us and the Wisconsin Boston Terrier Rescue. I can't say thank you enough. So.
And then Big League just messaged me. He's gonna do a 4-Gate swag pack from 4-Gate via Chris. So 4-Gate's gonna give some swag away.
Oh, awesome. All right. So that's cool. Thank you so much. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. All right. So it was awesome. It was awesome to finally meet the Franchies. That was awesome. They were some awesome people. So yeah, I'll tell you what, like some of the small moments, like over the weekend, just kind of being able to hang out with you guys and, in your room on Saturday night, that was a fun time. I can collectively say I've never been in a bed with that many people at one time. So
especially not when one of them was as big as I am.
Yeah, you are the biggest man I've ever been in bed with. I'll tell you that. That is 100% the truth. So
I take that as an honor, Scotty.
There you go. We'll leave the big part to the imagination of the people. So let everybody else.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm not judging. I'm not going to say anything. I'm like, I'll let everybody else figure that part out. So, Tyler, thank you so much. So sorry for your loss, Scott. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. Yeah, it's the least I can do for them. And yeah, it's something I'm glad to be able to do. So thank you, Tyler. Greatly appreciate it.
Oh, damn. Kelsey Dime is coming in hot with a Stagg Junior sample flight. Batch 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22A, and 23A.
There's another incredible flight.
So
Jesus, thanks, Kels. Appreciate that very much. And again, these are opportunities. I'll say with these flights that everyone is giving out, or bottles, whatever it may be. These are things that a lot of people are never going to have an opportunity to do. You couldn't go to a bar for a lot of people and afford to get an ounce of a lot of these things. I mean, so that right there, I mean, that's hundreds and hundreds of dollars with that flight right there. If you're at a bar, and you honestly, there's probably not many bars you're going to go to that will even have that, period.
Right.
Not those old bottles for sure.
Yeah, definitely not those old ones. And so yeah, thank you so much for that, Kelsey. That's that'll make someone's day. If you're a Stagg head, then there you go. So
if you're not, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that would be one. And I mean, what a cool way to see a little bit of what those ages that are those releases.
Yep.
The evolution of how they've really kind of changed, and that will give people a really good idea of how much those bottles have significantly changed over the years. So thanks, Adam. Here's to Brewer's memory and all the fur babies, past and present. Cheers all. Thanks, Adam. Greatly appreciate that. Here they are, stepping up once again. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate it. The Rainbow Bridge takes the best friends in our lives. That they do. You wish they wouldn't. And the time comes, and it was awesome. It was awesome getting to finally meet you guys. And that's the one thing with these events. There's never enough time to be able to say hi, talk to enough people. That's why the best part of this is there will be other ones. We're all going to run into each other at some other point. So it's see you later. And that's the best part of it, because we're all gonna run into each other at some point again, and we're looking forward to it. And I am. And the fun part of this also for me in doing some of these things and getting out and meeting more people is that now I'm able to bring Julie with these. You know, the last, you know, really for the longest time, we never were able to do any of that because it was so difficult to travel with Brewer with just all the food and medications and all of that, that it was very difficult. But now I can bring Julie along, and she wants to come and meet everyone that I get to see on live streams and all of these things. It's a pretty incredible thing, and I'm happy that she's now kind of part of a big part of my life, you know. So that's awesome, and so thank you guys.
Yeah.
What else we got? Mr. David. So as to it was kind of funny. So like Julie always refers to him because everything shows up as Christopher David, and his wife mentioned something that there's not many other people that call him Christopher David. So it's she'll probably forever call him that. But Chris was giving out that awesome Jack Daniels flight. So thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. Mr. Garcia, good to see you, buddy. So Jake was also part of our community blend that we did down with Barrel King, which hopefully a lot of people are starting to finally get their bottles of those as well. Now they will say Knighted, which is just the blending label that they have. It may not say Barrel King like some people are accustomed to, but Knighted is just their blending label that they use. But the sticker will be in the box for you guys. So if anyone's watching and you have got your bottle and you don't see the sticker on the bottle, it is in the box. And for some reason it's not, let myself or Jason know. But Jake, thank you so much.
That was such a good pour. The blend, the bottles that were brought. I think you brought one. I think Jared maybe even had one at the bottle share too.
Yeah. It really, I think it really turned out nice. The Stagg and Willet barrels kind of rounded it out a little bit, and I think it turned out pretty good. And that whole event was fun. Letting those guys kind of create something and kind of get voted on amongst everybody else that was doing it. It was pretty cool to kind of do that. And again, it's all of what we're talking about tonight. The community blend was done by the Patreon community for everybody who was part of the club, and that's really what it's all about. Man, I still never poured anything. I've been talking for 47 minutes.
Yeah. So what are you pouring then?
Maybe, I'm gonna pour a little bit of the Stagg, I think. So I was gonna go with I'll go with the Al Young before we wrap everything up. But cheers, guys. Thank you so much to you guys. Ethan, Katie, thank you for being on. Cheers, little buddy up there.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, one thing that I noticed that the sticker for the community blend, it had almost like a President's Choice look to it. It was classy, man.
So the idea behind that was, if anybody is not familiar with what that was, it was actually the CYBP Weller label, and instead of craft your perfect bourbon, it was FYPB. You guys can kind of guess maybe what the F part stands for. And it was kind of one of those things where, you know, like, okay, if we're going to craft a bourbon or whatever it may be, your perfect bourbon, I don't know, from our standpoint, let's do that. Let's put something together that will maybe, you know, change people's opinion. I don't know. It was kind of one of those fun things. And somebody had mentioned it while we were there. And I think someone said, after your perfect bourbon, I'm like, oh man, that would be kind of an awesome sticker. Just take the old, take the Weller sticker and change it from CYPB to FYPB. And this is no shots fired at Buffalo Trace or anything like that. You know, they got great stuff and great marketing people, but this was one of those opportunities where, you know, we kind of threw caution to the wind and said, you know what, you guys create something and F the other people. So, all right, what do we got? So BT, thank you so much. No matter how bad the day, my dog always makes it better. You got that right. So that's awesome. Yeah. All right. What else we got here?
We're still here, man.
Okay.
Katie's got to go help our big baby down the stairs.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, it's a thing. We had to do the same thing for a little while. He couldn't get up them or down, and he would going up the stairs. He had us trained very well. He would bark. He'd have this little high pitched bark, and that's when he wanted to get led up the stairs. And what would we do? We'd walk over there and take his little ass up the stairs, and same thing going downstairs. So he had figured everything out. That's for darn sure. So
well, heck, man, I remember that first time we came to your house. We were all downstairs drinking, or at least the three of us. I think Julie was finishing up work, and you walked upstairs for something. You were about to go get dinner or something like that, right? Or maybe we were going to start cooking, and all of a sudden he comes up to me because we were downstairs and starts barking at me. And Katie was like, "What's he?" I was like, "Maybe it's time to go upstairs." And so I remember carrying him upstairs.
Yeah, that was what it was. He almost never barked. He wasn't really much of a barker, but when you ignored him long enough and it was something like that, like to go up the stairs, especially towards the end when he knew he couldn't do it anymore, he would bark. And usually that was he wanted to go outside or whatever it may be. He used to do it when he was younger for treats. And then we're like, you know what, we know what you're doing. You are just going by the door so you can go out, and he would turn around and look at you, and he didn't really have to do anything. He just knew that if he went out, he was going to get a little treat. And we had to put the kibosh to that, because that guy, I'll tell you. And then, as you can imagine, the colder it gets here, coincidentally, he had to go out less. So in January, February, he didn't nearly go out as much as he did in May, June, July, those kind of days. So he was very fair weather. That is for sure. So, but he had us trained and wrapped around his little finger like there was no tomorrow. So. Bourbon Retriever, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. What else we got here?
They always do, man. They always do.
You got that. Yeah, I'll tell you, that guy, man, he made an impression, I think, on just about everybody. I mean, he was a good dog. I mean, we never had to worry about him. When he was younger, I remember when we were living in a condo, I left him outside, and I completely forgot I had even left him outside. And Julie must have been
so mad.
She was probably mad, and she said, "Where's Brewer?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, where is he?" I'm running around looking all over the place, and I couldn't find him. So I go back home, walk up the stairs, and he's at the front door. He just you never could get rid of him. He would just go home. He would just no matter where he ever was, he would just go home. So as we kind of moved all these places, Julie would ask, "Where's Brewer? Where's Brewer?" I'm like, you know where he's going to be. He's going to be at the front or back door. He never would go anywhere else. Now, he would go with people. If you walked up to him and you were chatting with him or talking to him or whatever, he'd go with you in a heartbeat. He wouldn't even look back at us. He didn't care about that. He would just go with almost anybody. But he was always very good about sticking around and sticking by us. When we'd walk him, we didn't even have to use a leash. He knew to be by us. So
I'll never forget it. I think it was when we came over to your house when we first met you, and we went downstairs and we're hanging out, and you and Julie had gone upstairs for something, but Brewer was still downstairs hanging out with us. He went to the bottom of the stairs, put his paws on the first two steps, or the first step, and looked at Ethan and was like, "Bro, you gonna give me a lift up?"
Yeah. That's what he would do. A lot of times he would do that. You would see him. So you'd see half a body from where we're sitting. And then when you ignored him long enough, because most of the time it was when we were watching a movie, and neither one of us wanted to go let him up. Now, 99% of the time, I was the one letting him up the stairs, but whatever. But when you would ignore him long enough, he'd get down from the first step. He'd look over at you and start barking. He'd give this high pitched bark that he never would do until he was frustrated. So it was like, oh boy. So we knew we'd have to pause the movie, and it was time to go do that. And not always was it very urgent. He was kind of a little bit of a diva when it came to some of these things, where it's like, yeah, you didn't really have to do all this, but anyway,
he learned that from you, so you can't blame him for that.
It's been a long time since I barked at the bottom of the stairs, so it's been a long time. But he must have learned it somewhere. But I'll even tell this one little quick story. It was kind of funny. But when he was a very small puppy, we had him since he was 10 weeks old. And when we were in our first condo, we had, you know, some kind of longer stairs, carpeted and all that, but he could not figure out how to go down the stairs. And I kind of would set him down the stairs a couple of times, and eventually his momentum would carry him and he started doing it. And as soon as he figured that out, we could not stop him from running up and down the stairs. I'm like, what are we going to do? Is this dog ever going to stop going up and down the stairs? It was the cutest thing watching a little 10-week-old puppy, or he was probably a little older than that at the time, but he was maybe, I don't know, 4 months maybe, but still it was funny to watch, watch that guy go up and down the stairs. We knew we'd kind of created a monster. I think somebody else might have sent something, but
gotcha. Yeah, lady used to when we had a house that we rented in Houston for a while, and she would get up top and drop her ball down the stairs, and then we'd have to throw it back up.
She would have come
drop
down.
it down.
I'll tell you, the personalities of these dogs are absolutely like amazing, and it's awesome. Each one has their own. Some like balls, some don't, sticks, you know, whatever it may be. But it's awesome. It's awesome that they have the personalities that they do, and somehow it's I don't know if they morph into like what it is you do a little bit as well. I'm sure that's probably part of it, but how they kind of adjust to what your lifestyle is and kind of just how it all seems to work is a really, really crazy thing. So,
Sure.
did you guys see the one from Adam Price?
Yep,
We did.
Yep.
Okay. And same thing with Timmy Cornet.
I don't think we saw Tim.
So he had donated 20. It just says dog rescue fund, but thanks, Tim. Appreciate that. So yeah, he had done 20. And Adam Price had donated $30. So thanks, Adam. Appreciate that. All right, what else did I have?
You know what? We just cracked. We were in Austin at the end of June, beginning of July. We went to Still Austin and got one of the Nancy picks. We'll do a Still Austin sample pack too. So we have a Nancy pick from June. We got 2 1090s pick early because they don't ship to Tennessee. So Todd and Andy picked it up for us and brought it to us at the event.
Cool.
We'll do rye, Castro,
And the cognac.
the regular and a cognac. So we'll do a Still Austin sample pack too.
That'd be awesome. That's another one that we need to get on board with Still Austin too.
Oh heck yeah.
Man, that'll change people's minds about Texas whiskey.
You know what? They are a company, I'll say, as far as Texas whiskey. I think a lot of people I'll say maybe even let's go back a couple of years. I think people are getting a little bit kind of jaded with some of the Texas stuff being,
Sure.
I'll say like similar, like in profile, where it was kind of like, because, a couple of years ago, it was a lot of the same thing. It was like, heavy oak, just heavy everything, and it was a little bit kind of one-dimensional-ish. But I'll tell you, really, once Still Austin kind of stepped up, same thing with Iron Root. I think Iron Root seemed to be the one that kind of broke that chain a little bit, kind of got outside of the heavy profiles of things. Now, not to say they didn't have it, but it was one of those ones that made it, I'll say, a little bit more palatable for the common whiskey drinker, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It wasn't like rich motor oil from like Balcones or something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't something so extreme that it just tasted like, cinder or whatever it may be. So
Right.
yeah, we'll have to get on that one. So, all right, let's do this. So we're at almost an hour. I know others will be going live and all of that here soon. We'll start to go through some of these things. We'll go another, let's say, maybe minute or two. And if anyone else wants to do whatever, now will be your opportunity. And then we'll start going through some of the packs and stuff and bottles and all of that stuff. So
Sounds good. Yeah, you want to cut it off in maybe like 5, right at 7:05?
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do it at 7:05. We'll give
Make it
everybody
an even number where everybody can remember.
Yeah, 7:05. Let's do that. That'll give everybody a few more minutes.
So then what I'm going to do, Scott, is I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for the wheel into private chat. Don't worry about it right now.
Okay.
But after we finalize everything, I will go ahead and get that updated. The link will continue working. It'll update for you.
Okay.
And then you can use that to spin.
And I can just share that on my screen then, right?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Mr. Wiley, thank you so much. It was good to finally meet you in person. So thank you so much for the donation. And there's a man who pounds the drum for ASW right there, and rightfully so. That's another company that's doing some pretty awesome things. So thanks, William. Appreciate that, buddy. What else? Yeah, so I guess I'll say this before we kind of wrap things up. Again, like I had mentioned, it's one of these things that's a bit humbling from my standpoint. That is kind of like it's hard for me to wrap my mind around a lot of these things and the generosity of so many people. And I'm glad I'm doing it for the other animals that are ultimately going to benefit from this. And that's why I wanted to do this. Again, I was saying to my wife, Julie, I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm ready to do this or if I want to do it, because I'm not one to just ask people for anything. It's an odd thing. And the only reason I really did it, in his kind of honor, was because I knew what this was ultimately going to go for and who it was going to help. So it made in my mind it a little bit more, feasible to do it. And I wanted to do a little, kind of one, all right.
You got it.
I wanted to do one final thing for him.
Hell yeah, man. Cheers to that. Like that's what it's about, right? Like they're family members, and so they live on. And every little thing like this that you do, they live on.
Yeah. So it means a lot. It means a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right.
It does.
All right. Thanks, Mark. I greatly appreciate that. Man, I knew this shit was going to happen. I knew that.
Hey, man, it's a family member. If you don't, you don't have a heart.
Let's see. TCT, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. To you and your fam, Scott. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. Alan Mack, thank you so much. And again, all of this money is going to go to a great cause. It's the least we could do. So, where are we at? About another minute, and we'll do the old Paulie P came back in again. Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
So let's see, what's Paul say? For those interested, most rescue allow you to set up your Amazon purchases, local grocery store, to donate a part of each dollar spent to your rescue. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I didn't know that. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, so it's called, or at least I think it still is. It used to be called Amazon Smile.
Yep.
And you go in, you choose one of any number of charities that they support, and they kick back a certain percentage of certain purchases to them.
Oh, that's a pretty awesome thing.
It's really cool stuff. Like, especially from a company that is as big as Amazon, right? I think of them as like a big monster like Walmart or something. But every little bit they give back, it helps. It's a big deal.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, in all these things, there's so many organizations out there that every dollar counts. And for some of these smaller ones, not everything is Susan G. Komen. Not all of these. There are so many small local ones that are just, dollar to dollar with everything they do. And if you guys, whatever it is you may do, if you can find one that's local to you, more power to you. And I mean, they greatly appreciate that stuff. Yeah. So, all right. Thanks, Todd and Andy. Great. You guys are the best. So
they are so sweet.
Yeah, they're great people.
Yeah, and it was awesome to finally meet those. It was awesome to finally meet those two in person. So,
do you have any more in your like PayPal or Venmo or Cash App?
No, I don't think I've got. Okay. I don't think I have any more of those. Let me just check one more. Let me check one more time, but I don't think I got anything through PayPal. Oh yeah, I did. I got one from Colt Bowers. I'm sorry. Actually, oh, hang on. Jeez. All right. So I did. Did you see these? Mm-hmm. All right. So it looks like, all right, I didn't see one. My dad had sent me something. So it looks like $100 that my dad sent in. He doesn't need any of this stuff. I can give him enough stuff. He doesn't need any of these packs. Don't worry about him. So thanks, Dad. Appreciate that. Michael Everson. Thanks, bud. Love you both so much. Here's to you.
What did he end up? How many?
Yeah, Michael sent in 20. That was $25.
And then Colt was it?
And then Colt Bowers. He had sent in $10.
Perfect.
Gotcha. Awesome.
And I think that's it. So I think we're all caught up. So we'll go ahead and close. Let me just make sure. I don't think anything else came in after Todd and Andy. Actually, let me see. Jake sent something. Scott, are you going to set aside a special brew? Yeah. So Jake, let me do this one. So let's see here. This was kind of a cool thing. They didn't want to do it at Michter's, but I basically told Michter's to go fuck themselves, and I was going to do it anyway. I really didn't give a shit at this point. So Jake had asked, did I have like a special bottle? So when we were in Kentucky the last time, we were at Michter's and we did the kind of the fill your own bottle. So they had one of the barrel proof bourbons that I had always seen the rye while I was there. I wasn't able to get that. So yeah, what I'll do is let me get that out here. So you guys will probably see the box, and it says the same thing on the label, but so they didn't want to let me, I don't know if you guys can see it, but anyway, it says brewer page and just says the date we had done it. They didn't want me to put, I told them what it was. They didn't want me to put it. They wanted me to put my name. And I said, I'm not putting my fucking name. I'm putting his. So you're going to have to take the shit off the bottle or kick me out or whatever it may be. So we did. I just put it on the bottle, and what I'll do with this bottle every year is probably on his birthday, have a little pour. So
that'll be nice.
Yeah. So we'll be able to have some of this in a couple of days. And so, yeah, Jake, thanks for asking that. And thanks for making me cry one more time. So, but yeah, I thought, this will just be his. So we'll see how long that lasts. If I pour, that's 20 between 21 and maybe 23 pours, I'll say, for the rest of my life. So I hope to be able to finish that bottle. That's for sure. So thanks, sure. Jake. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate that. I think we're good. And again, everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank you guys for all the donations. Again, from the bottom of our heart, thank you so much. It means an awful lot. So I think before we do, I think it's only fitting. Maybe I'll pour a little bit of the little bit of the Al Young and share that. Pretty good to have a special bottle like that. So,
hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks again, everybody, for joining. Ethan, Katie, thank you guys.
Cheers.
Wish I wouldn't have spilled half of it down the front of me, but it's what it is. What do they call it? Pour one out for the homies.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, it's actually pour one out on yourself for the homies.
Yeah, that's what I did. This was a modified one. So, but I guess I'm gonna pour something on myself. I guess why not make it the best, right?
Yeah, I mean, you did it right.
Okay, so thank you guys again. Everything. We'll stop it. So Ethan had sent me the. Do you want me to do anything with that yet?
Yep. Yeah, it's ready to go.
All right. Let me pull this up. Let's see if I can do the.
There's a lot of names on there.
Yeah. It's actually hilarious that the names are so small you can't read them, but you'll be able to read them once it finishes spinning.
How many are we doing tonight? Do you guys have the total amount of
We
spins?
do.
Yeah,
Let's see.
so let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different prizes.
Okay.
Plus yours.
Plus yours.
So
So-
11.
Yeah. So I'll do. Okay. So we'll do 11. So mine will be the prize pack and the
In the bottle.
the Sagamore bottle. So 11 spins. Okay.
So
Let
what
me
do you
pull-
want to spin for first?
I'll leave that up to you guys. I don't want anybody to think I'm biased or anything. You guys can choose whatever it is you want. And
You want to
And
just we'll go down the list, but save maybe your prize pack for last.
sure, whatever you guys want to do.
So we got the
fine.
lamp up first.
Yep.
Julie wants some of the Al Young. She doesn't want to come on camera, but she wants some of the blues.
I'm not
Well,
surprised.
tell her she's got to come on camera to get a pour.
Yeah, I wish I could get her on here somehow. It's like, whatever. All right, let me pull this up. Let me do the. Let's do here.
Look, if I convince her to get on camera and do this whole thing, you should definitely be able to convince Julie.
Yeah, well, I've asked her like a million times. So, all right, let me do share screen. Oh, I think I have to bring. Hang on a second here. I have to click on this first. Let me go back to the StreamYard. You guys couldn't see that, could you?
No, I think once you present it, like it should show up as like another person joining.
Okay, here it is. All right. You guys see that now?
It's loading. It's thrown off because of the background though.
Oh, all right. Let me go. Let me stop sharing and let me get rid of the. Get rid of this. All right, let's do this now. Let's see. All right, can you guys see that or not?
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right,
The background's right though.
Okay. All right, you should be able to see it now.
There
we
it
go.
is. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm gonna do. Let's see. I'm just gonna. If I hit randomize, I don't know. I don't want anybody's different
No,
name.
yeah,
I just,
No, you're good.
It randomized your names, man.
all right, so that's just all right. Hit it 3 times. That shuffles the thing. So I'm gonna do the spin of death here. So but what is this one gonna be for right now?
This one is for Top Dogs, the Henry McKenna lamp.
All right, awesome,
Donated.
awesome. All right, here we go. Good luck to everybody. Look at that.
So many freaking names. That's crazy, man.
Oh, that's awesome. Deborah C.
Hey.
So awesome. You get a you get a Michter's 10-year single barrel lamp. So that's pretty awesome. So thanks, John. Appreciate that. So okay. All right.
So the next one will be, let's see. We will do the Booker sample pack from Mike
All right.
Widener.
Sounds awesome. Thanks, Mikey. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. Good luck. I think we'll make it only one. You can only win one time tonight. Roy R. All right. Good job, Roy. Good job.
Awesome. Congrats, Roy.
Congrats, Roy. Thank you so much.
All right. Now we have the Jack Ellie sample pack from Christopher David.
All right. Actually, I probably should remove him from the thing, hey? Whatever.
Yeah.
You can only, if we land on the same name, we'll spin again. So
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
all right, here we go. And this was for again what?
The sample pack from Christopher David,
Jack
the
Ellie.
Jack Ellie's.
William Wiley.
Oh,
Congratulations.
nice.
Good job. Congrats, bud. Okay. All right. What's up next?
The Spirits of French Lick, the one from Todd Ritter, the
Okay,
Frankfurt
all right.
Bourbon Society.
Okay. All right. Here we go. The Wheel of Winning. Michael Everson. Okay. All right. Awesome. That's actually one of Julie's friends, one of her good friends' husbands.
nice.
So I don't know if let me ask Julie if they want any of this. I don't know if maybe she'll hear this and come in here in a second. But if they do, I don't want to send it to someone who's not going to appreciate it. And again, hopefully she can let me know if that's not the case, then we'll spin again and we'll go from there. So
I think that's fair. And this would be much simpler if she were on camera. Just saying.
Well, let's see. I don't even know if she's listening or not, but
it's fine. If you want, we can just keep going, and we'll when she sees
let's do that. We'll do that.
All right.
Well, yeah, we'll kind of keep that one on the side. Okay, so the next one up is going to be for.
So we have it's basically a Mash and Journey sample pack, including the brewer picks from us.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
And the high angel share.
Yep.
Don Prince. Donnie, congratulations.
Congrats,
Thank you.
Don.
Cheers, Don.
Awesome. All right. And we're going to do now the high angel share one, correct?
No, that was part of the Mash and
So
Journey.
we'll do
that
the
was
4
part of
gate.
that one. Okay.
Now it's
Yeah.
the 4 gate sample pack.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Now let's spin for the 4 gate sample pack. This would be a fun one to get.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I can remember doing the 4 gate tasting.
All right. Don won again, but in fairness to everybody else, we'll spin again. Don, you can't win them all.
That's right.
All right. Let's randomize it again a couple times, and then we'll get. Here we go. This for the 4 gate sample pack right here. Mr. Nate Cox.
Congrats,
Nice.
Nate.
Congrats, buddy.
Congrats, Nate. Okay, and then next we have the 4 gate swag pack from 4 gate Whiskey's Chris.
Okay. Here we go. Good. Oh, William. All right, let's do it. You can't win twice, unfortunately, but all right, let's do it. Let me hit the randomize again a couple times and we'll spin a roux again. Here we go. This for the 4 gate swag pack here. Patrick Greeny. Congrats, Patrick. Thank you so much. Yeah, there you go.
Patrick.
All right.
Okay.
And for everybody who wins tonight, just send me your information. I'll make sure to get it to everybody who was involved, so we can make sure to get everything shipped out properly and all of that stuff to you guys. So just email me. I'll put my email up at the end. Everybody should know how to probably get a hold of me. So if you want to just shoot me an email, and I'll put my email up here at the end so that you guys can just send that. You can give me your name, address, what it was that you won, and we'll make sure to get that stuff off to you. So, all right,
Awesome.
All right, so what do we got up next?
So next will be the Stagg Junior sample pack from Mr. Kelsey Dime.
Oh boy, this would be an awesome one. This is gonna be a lot.
Hell, at a bar, something like this would cost you a couple $100 easy.
Oh my God, easy. So, okay, all right. So must be on a major delay in the old Page household here. So apparently we're going to give away the one for Michael Everson who won. We'll go back to that after this, and we'll give that one away again.
Okay.
All right, here we go. This is for the Stagg picks, or for the Stagg models.
Yep. Yeah, those 1-ounce samples are going to be awesome.
Captain Ice. All right,
Okay,
congrats.
nice.
That's gonna be a good one right there. That's for darn sure. So
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see that. That'd be a fun one to, even though I couldn't do it, it would be a really fun one to watch someone go through those picks, like on a live stream while maybe you're drinking some other ones, just to see what the the thoughts are on some of these different releases or something along those lines. But I'll have to give that some thought. So okay, let me do this here real quick. Where did I have? Yeah, never mind. All right, let's do the randomize.
So we're gonna do the Spirits of French Lick, right?
Yeah,
Redraw
let's do,
spin for that one.
Yep, we can do that. Oh, Deborah, you won again, but man, oh man, I don't know how it's coming up there with all these names and stuff in here. It's ridiculous that it keeps landing on so many people. All right, hit the randomize button again one more time. We'll spin again and see who wins the Spirits of French Lick bottle. Mr. Kelsey time.
He wanted it to be spun again. He sent us a text. Yeah, he wanted to give it away.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. We'll spin again. Thanks, Kels. Appreciate that. All right. Here we go. This is a good person giving things back right here multiple times. So, oh, Patrick, you won again, but we'll spin it. Let me randomize it again, and we'll spin again. So. Jeez, Deborah, man, I want to go to Vegas with her, I'll tell you. Man, oh man. I mean, with all the names that are in here, like what are the odds of all of this, you know? All right, let's try again.
Computers aren't great with random. Let's just acknowledge that, you know?
DC. There you go, buddy. Congrats, bud.
Cheers, man.
That's awesome. All right, so let's see. What are we up to? We are on
the Still Austin sample pack
from us.
Austin. All right, we'll randomize one more time. Let's spin again and see who the lucky winner is. Adam Houston. Congrats, buddy. That's
Congrats.
awesome. Adam. Congrats, buddy.
All right. And then it's just down to you, Scotty. You got your SAG bottle and the prize pack.
Yeah, so the SAG bottle first.
Yep, we'll do the bottle first. All right, we'll hit randomize one more time. Spin away, and here's the Sagamore bottle for someone here. Mr. Tim Peterson, congratulations. Thank you so much.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Yeah, and everybody who wins, again, just send me your name, email, and what it was that you won. And again, we'll make sure that stuff gets sent off to you. And for everybody donating things tonight, thank you guys so much. It's incredible of you to do something like this. So, all right, so we have one more, which is this. Oops. All right, well, here it goes.
Which is your sample pack.
Yeah, this is my sample pack, so. Mr. DJ Beacon, congratulations, buddy.
Nice.
So I'll put a bunch of these samples and stuff together. We'll get all that stuff off to you. So, all right, I think that's it. Correct?
That is. Did you want a total, Scott, of what was raised tonight?
Yeah. Let me get off of this here, and go back to. There we go. Yeah, let me know what the total is.
Is Julie listening?
Probably. I'm sure she is.
So it was $1,540.
Wow. Thank you guys so much. So man, oh man, that's gonna go an awful long way to them. So once the what we'll do is once the super chat money comes in, which will basically be, so it won't be, let's see, what is this now? This is August, right? So we'll have the August one coming up, September. So what I'll do is as we get close to that, then I can write a check out to them or figure out how that will work or how they want it, and send them a check to the donation or to them. And then I'm going to make it from I'm going to say the Whiskey Tube community. I think that's probably appropriate under these circumstances. And send that money off to them, and they're gonna be extremely happy. So for everyone who did everything tonight, thank you guys. Really so much for everything. Julie just said we can PayPal them, so we'll probably just do that. We'll just do. I'll talk to Julie. We'll figure out a way to take that amount of money to get that to Boston Terrier, the Wisconsin Boston Terrier Rescue. So
awesome.
And then I'll make a post of all of that as well. So again, guys, thank you so much for everything tonight. I'm humbled that you guys were willing to be a part of this, and just everything in general. It's a bittersweet thing, obviously for us, but in Brewer's memory, to be able to do something like this as kind of one final thing for him is special for us. So it's going to be it'll be awesome to be able to do that for them, and to help some other animals there as well, and use that money how they need to. So guys, thank you so much. Ethan, Katie, thank you guys so much for doing this tonight. We're humbled, and I can't say thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for everything that you guys have done for tonight. So it means a lot. So with that being said, so I don't cry like a baby more, again, guys, thank you so much. Next Tuesday, I won't be live. We're gonna be actually out of town, so I'll be back on Wednesday. But the following Tuesday, I'm working on some stuff right now, which I think is, I don't know, maybe the 11th or something like that, whatever it may be. So anyway, we'll figure that part out. But guys, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Again, in Brewer's honor, thank you guys. I'll stop rambling now, and cheers. And remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. We'll see you guys. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Is it Labor Day? I get those two so damn confused, but have a great Labor Day weekend. Be safe. Have some good pours. Spend some time with your puppies if you got them, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, all.
Cheers, everybody.